Hey guys, it's Amber. I wanted to do a quick craft room tour for you guys. We moved in this house in November, so I think I finally got it mostly set up how I want, but I feel like that's ever changing too. So I'll just start here. This is an apron of my grandmother's that I think my mom actually gave it to my daughter, and she used to play with it, but I thought it was really pretty, so I hung it on my craft room door. I use this room also for storage for my kids' craft supplies too. On the back of the door, I've got all of my finishes that I need to frame or make into pillows or whatever. Like I've got they're all kind of stacked in there so they don't wrinkle once I've ironed them. And then underneath that is a shoe sorter that I keep some of the kids' craft supplies and stuff in. And then behind the door, I've got this wood burning that my dad did of my daughter when she was a baby. And a painting that my son did when he was little at a birthday party. And these are, that's Ava on the right and Parker on the left. They're little silhouettes I made of them when they were little. They were a gift to my mother-in-law. And when she passed away, I got those back. I don't even remember how I did it. I don't know if I just took a picture of them beside a blank wall and then maybe traced that and cut it out and then painted it black. I don't quite remember. And then up here is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Christmas Celebration. I did my border in blue instead of white because I did not want to stitch all of that in white. And it's just stapled to a canvas with like a ribbon around it. And then below that I have Bent Creek Luck. I don't know what fabric that's on. I changed the colors of the floss out just to brighten it up a little bit, and I just used stuff from my stash. I mounted it on mat board, frayed the edges, and then stuck it on this frame that has the little clip. And then above that is the Hogwarts crest that I got at Meijer. It's like a Walmart or Target, sort of. And then this is Happy Easter on Fabrics by LJ, Teenage Dream. I got this pattern from Etsy, and I can't find my file or anything like to tell you the designer's name. I bought it years ago on a Black Friday sale where she was doing buy one get one half off or something. Oh, and I mounted that on mat board with batting behind it, and then this is one of the it's kind of just like an unfinished frame from Hobby Lobby, and I painted it with white chalk paint. And then here I've got Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Christmas on Gingerbread Lane. This is one of the first, it is the first pattern that I stitched on linen, and I hated it. It took me forever to finish this. I actually, this was maybe the second or third cross stitch I ever did. Maybe third. And I put it away and actually didn't cross stitch for a long time. I was only doing one thing at a time then. I hadn't stumbled upon the idea of having multiple whips. Because I really just didn't like the linen. But I came back to it later and finished it up. It's all on the call for fabric and floss and everything. And that is also stapled to, oh my gosh, words, a canvas with ribbon wrapped around it. And then I have my Harry Potter stamps. And then a picture frame of the kids and I. That was Ava's first birthday photo shoot. And in there is Biscuit, my daughter's hamster. He's in there somewhere. He's really loud at night, so he lives in my craft room now. Above the closet, this was a finished cross stitch that I found at the store called, oh my gosh, the Idea Store in Illinois. It was $1. So I just grabbed it. And then beside that, I have Silver Creek Samplery Singa sampler. Yes, that's correct. Melissa let me borrow these patterns, and I started them in 2017 and finished them last year. I did a color conversion to brighten them up, and I did not like write down what my conversion was. And then I mounted it on mat board, and then used sticky Velcro to attach it to the tray thing that I found at Hobby Lobby. And then beside that is a shop model that I got from the Counted Needle, my old LNS that closed last year. And that is from Bent Creek. It's called Thankful Quaker. And then this one is also a shop model that I bought. It is, I can't say it, that Stickadine Vander Weihenberg. Sorry if I totally butchered that. It's the Christmas Quaker bell pull, and I love it. I looked at it every time I would go in the store, but it was just more than I wanted to commit to stitching. And then I waited until they had 50% off their shop models, and I bought it. I'll show you the closet next. I also use this room to kind of hang stuff that I wouldn't hang around the rest of the house. So I've got these silly little things that my daughter made. They're little activity books where you have the shape of the animal and then you put its facial features on. And these just cracked me up. So I have those, and then these little kits that you get at like Michael's and stuff. My daughter made the fairy and my son made the gnome. And we've got a lot of these for different holidays and stuff, and I write their name and the year they made them on the back. And then this poster that came with, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a total blank. The play that came out after the Harry Potter series. I'll think of it later, probably. So this side is mostly kind of stuff I don't use much, and then things that belong to my kids. So I've got my old my old scrapbooking stuff there, papers. This is actually what I used to keep all of my cross-stitching supplies in. Isn't that funny? It's an old hat box. All of my needles, threads, everything I owned could fit in that. It's kind of funny now. This is my kids' stuff, sand art supplies, things like that, coloring books, my iron and ironing board, stencils, markers, pens. That bottom shelf is stuff I need to fix. My husband has a lot of these shirts, that Goonies shirt, that I have made into stretched canvas art for him, because the shirts are getting ruined, so he doesn't wear them. These are the books I've narrowed my collection down to. I used to have way more than that. More craft supplies for the kids, notebooks, activity books, some scrapbooking stuff down at the bottom that I never got rid of. This side is most of my cross-stitching stuff. So up top is an old stand that my sister found at a thrift store that I tried to use, and I just couldn't get it. I like to cozy up and have my stitching close to me, so that's packing material. Like, I like to reuse envelopes if I can. That brown box is the ornaments that I use every year to put my orts in. This was an old vision board of mine when I was losing weight a couple of years ago. It's kind of funny, but I kept it. Stuffing for pillows. This is like my hoops and like my square frames and stuff that I don't use a lot. This is more for finishing. I don't use those for actually stitching with. Fabric that I got at the thrift store. This is little fabric remnants that are big enough to do ornaments and stuff on, so I just stick them in a baggie. These are my patterns that I have finished, and also ones that I actually haven't stitched and don't plan to. I kind of went through and cleaned out my patterns when I moved in here. This shelf well, these two pink containers are my whips. So I have them in alphabetical order by designer. So there. I've got a lot of them downstairs set aside because I've worked on them for our next floss tube video. This is all of my fabric that's not in a kit, or, you know, kitted up. It's crammed in there. It's not the best storage, but it's what I have for now. And then this shelf is the rest of my whips and things I have kitted up. Empty project bags. I use a lot of the 31 bags. Perforated paper that I got at the Idea store in Illinois. They would sell it by the pound. So I just grabbed some for ornaments and stuff. I got this for my niece at Walmart. And just haven't mailed it to her. I thought she'd have fun with that. And then these are the patterns that are not kitted up. That I plan to do. Magazines, things like that. And underneath that is all of my floss. So the boxes are the main way I store. I do floss away bags. And then I have like the stuff you put in drawers in the bottom to keep them from sliding around, and then they're in numerical order. And then I have my specialty floss separated by the maker and in color order with Roy G. Biv. And that stuff on top just needs to be put away. That's stuff I finished lately. And then at a thrift store here in town, I got these bobbinated cases. So I just left those bobbinated and put them in numerical order. And then on the end is a stitch bow case. My neighbor behind me used to cross stitch, and she doesn't anymore. She quilts. So she gave me that. And then this is just the fabric I use for pillows, finishing and stuff like that. This is my daughter's yarn. She's learning to knit or crochet. She hasn't decided yet. And I think I showed this on the other part. Just some of my old scrapbooking stuff that I haven't gotten rid of. This is things to finish smalls with that I got at antique stores or the Idea store. An empty bobbin case because I was able to combine a bunch. So I'm just holding on to that for now. And then this is just kind of random stuff I've got. I don't know if you guys remember when everyone was doing these little boxes from Target. And again, little kits I grabbed at Walmart for my niece. They're little notebooks, and you can stitch on the cover of the notebook. So I just stuck those in there because I don't know what I want to do with them yet, or if I even want to use them. Okay, that's it for the closet. That is a samurai sword of my husband's. The movers dropped it and broke it. So I had to glue it back and fix it, and it's still in here. This is my nativity scene that I got for Christmas this past year that I absolutely love. I've been wanting it for years and years and years, so it's too pretty to pack away, so I just stuck it in here. And then underneath there is more finishing supplies. That's my foam core. And just random things I have for finishing. Some frames, canvas, this little broken thing I got at the store. I thought it would be cute. I got a bunch of these little blocks that hang. So just more finishing stuff. And there. This couch was my mother-in-law's. So I got that when she passed away. It's not really our style, but I loved her, so I wanted it in my craft room. Up here in the corner, which this was one of her corner cabinets as well. We've had it for a long time, though. This is a pillow that I had made for her, so I got it after she passed away. This is actually a pillow I will make for kids and stuff for their first birthdays. I bought the pattern from Little Bit Funky. She was my old neighbor, and she has a blog, and would used to sell this pattern. So I made my mother-in-law that one. She wanted one that said Hope. And then this is kind of my wedding shelf. My husband and I got married in 2003. So it's just a few pictures from our wedding, my flowers, the thing in the back there is our cake topper. And then this is my Harry Potter wand with Ron, Harry, and Hermione. And then this is my little kid shelf. It's getting really bright in here, so I can't really see that well. The ultrasound on the right is our son, and the one on the left is our daughter. And then the little plants, looks like flowers in the back, were traced out handprints of my son that they made into flowers. And then along the top of my craft room, my dad made me these shelves, and I just painted them the colors of the walls to blend in. I have all my Harry Potter Funkos. So I've got the Hogwarts Express up there with the three main characters, Hagrid and Dumbledore. And then the one next to that, I kind of went into his school friends. That one on the end there is my newest one, Harry going through platform 9 3/4. I got that for Christmas. And that's all of his friends. And then I kind of went into teachers and adults that are important to him. And then villains, I guess you could say. Alright, so that's all the Funkos. I love them. And then I'll come back here and do the cross stitches. So this is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Mystery Halloween Town. I changed the bakery. I wanted it to look more like a house that, you know, they use it for a bakery in the main level. And then where it says Happy Halloween, I think it says Halloween Town. So I think those are the two changes I made. And I just have it framed in a quilting hoop. And then beneath that, sorry the sun, there we go, is Cloud's Factory Magical Creatures Calendar. And I did this on Fabrics by LJ, but I don't remember the name of the fabric color. And I'm pretty sure the framing, like the border stitched, I think I picked a blue color for this one too. I don't think it was charted in blue. And then I've got my needle minders that aren't on projects. And then up here I have the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Pumpkin Passport. This is the last salve I did of theirs. Said I wasn't going to do any more until they all came out and see if I liked them. And so far I haven't really had any that I actually had to have. Okay, this is also Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It is, what is it? Is it Halloween Spooky Sampler? Sorry, I wrote these all down, but they're out of order. I think everything's stitched as called for. It's just on an Aida, a sparkly Aida that I got at the like a local, like Michael's or something, when I first started stitching. Okay, here I've got the Sister Stitcher. I made one for myself and one for Melissa, and that's just on a scrap piece of I think doubloon. And then beside that I've got Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. You guys, I wrote this stuff down and now I can't find it. Around the World, Ireland. Sorry, I was looking down at my notebook. And I have that just mounted. I kind of mounted it like a flat fold and hung it with ribbon. And then, of course, anything seasonal I take downstairs and decorate with. This is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Autumn Sampler. And I have all 4 of these, so one is always downstairs depending on the season, and then I just swap them out. This is a little tray that my daughter found at Hobby Lobby for like 90% off, so I grabbed it and just hung it on the wall. These little figures were my mother-in-law's, And again, I think they're too pretty to put away. So I just stuck them here for now until I can fill it up with cross stitching. I did finish my Advent animals into little baggies this past week, so I took some of my favorite ones and put those up. So the animals are the Brooks Books Advent animals on a blue fabric from Die Stitch Love that you can't get anymore. The Halloween is a Mill Hill kit. And then this Biscornu and this one is from Christine in Alaska. It was my smalls exchange for StitchCon. And then these are, I didn't start saving my orts till 2016. So 17 and 18. I threw them away up until then. I started stitching in 2013, I believe. And then this was also another shop model that I got from the Counted Needle. It's the Samsara Something Wicked, which I love, love, love it so much. And then kind of beneath all of that, I've got just some glassware that again was my mother-in-law's. Some frames that I need to use. I know what I want to put in them. I just have to frame them. My Cricut and just some random storage. Like my daughter's perler beads are in there. I have some more finishing supplies in there. Stuff like that. Okay. And then over here is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery 12 Days of Christmas. I don't know. This might be all the called for. It might have called for that greenish color frame or border or whatever. And then beside that is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Spring Sampler, which I think was the second cross stitch I ever did. Beneath that, I've just got some storage. My daughter made this little owl. That Ohio thing came from StitchCon. Just little pottery and stuff that my kids have made. Rings for my floss away bags. Ball jars that I got from a yard sale before they were like really, really expensive. And a poem my son made for me for Mother's Day a few years ago. And then up here I have got Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It is the Cherry Blossom Festival there. And Fibery Friends there. And I'm doing Sugary Sweet now, and it'll hang there. Well, I'm not actively working on it, but it started. I started it for Mania. And those are just framed in hoops, so easy peasy. And then this is the Summer Sampler from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And then, so I will, March 1st, on Friday, I'll take this one and put it downstairs and bring the winter Christmas one up. Up there is also Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Autumn Harvest Festival. I have the Summer Beach Day that I'm working on now, but I do not have the winter Carriage Ride, and then the spring one, I don't have that one either. And then below that is just a little painting that my daughter did at Girl Scouts last year for Mother's Day. A sewing machine. More pottery that the kids made. This Destin, Florida picture that my kids and husband got me for Mother's Day a few years ago. I have family in that area. I lived there when I was a kid and I spent summers there. So we love that. We love Destin. Well, the Destin area. Destin's a little built up for me, but and these two things are from my old neighbor. Yes, I'm 39. I love Harry Potter, and these are left over from her daughter's birthday party. And she asked me if I wanted them, and I said, yes, please. So I got those. And then this is actually from, I had a friend, she was younger, way younger than me, but we worked together at one point. And she went to London to study for a year. and got this at the studio tour in London. She got that for me. And then my kids each have the Tinker Crate and the Doodle Crate. So that's kind of our leftover boxes that still have supplies in them. And then my son made a hydraulic claw. Blech. So that's his. I guess that's it. I guess I skipped this area, actually. This is more of my kids' storage, and the drawer is ribbons. And then I wasn't really sure what to do with my Advent animals, so I just stuck them in this drawer. So yeah, that's my craft table there. And it can, you can raise it up or lower it. So I think that's pretty much it. I really like it. My craft room was in our basement at our old house, and I never got to use it, just because it was kind of separated from the rest of the house. And now it's upstairs, just our extra 4th bedroom that I use for my craft room. So I don't really stitch up here much. It's more of my working room and just a place I can hang stuff that I don't want in the rest of the house. It just doesn't go with our decor or whatever, or it's seasonal stuff that I still want to enjoy throughout the rest of the year. So I just hang it up here. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope I answered any questions that you would have. If you have any other questions, just let me know, and I'll try my best to answer them. Talk to you guys later. Bye.